Hey, what is up, you guys? Welcome to the Racy Podcast. This is your host, Cristopher Zamora. Welcome to the show. So today, guys, I want to speak to you about Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns at Wrestlemania 40. This was basically a great pay-per-view, man. I mean, for me, I have to say that probably night two had the best matches, but overall, it was a great show. Rhea Ripley versus Becky Lynch was the very first match that started for night one, and it was pretty good. I thought that they were actually gonna give the title to Becky Lynch. Like in one scenario, like it looked like Rhea Ripley was about to lose, but no, Rhea Ripley actually won the match, and I'm glad she actually did. Rhea Ripley retained the champion. There's another match that happened between Bailey versus Io Sky. Well, for that match, I didn't really see it as much because I was doing stuff around the house and stuff. And well, for the main event, Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns, probably the match was about like 35 minutes or so. It was very entertaining. This match, it was cut short, 35 minutes or so. But it was good. It was a great match, man. The hype around it, man, it lived to the hype. People were excited for this match. They wanted to see it go down, and it did, man. It really did bring out the best. It did bring out the best of Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes. This is going to be remembered, I believe, in many years to come, in decades to come. I believe people will be talking about this match for a very long time. Just like Hulk Hogan versus Andre the Giant, this match is going to be talked about. Now, I won't say that this is the greatest WrestleMania ever because I hadn't really seen that many, to be honest. Well, I can't really remember that many. Like, maybe the only one that I really remember was John Cena versus The Rock. It was supposedly the second match they had. Before that, it was supposedly like a match that they were only gonna have one time only, like once in a lifetime. That was the headline for that match. But then they had a second one. Now for this second one, John Cena won and The Rock won the very first one. We're never gonna get a trilogy because both of these guys, I don't think they will want one up each other. They prefer to be tie, so I don't think we'll ever get a third match. But now that Cody Rhodes became champion, now it is time for Roman Reigns versus The Rock. I heard some news that supposedly it might take place in WrestleMania 42. But I'm not really sure what they're gonna plan to do for WrestleMania 41. Let's see how it actually goes. Supposedly on SmackDown, Roman Reigns is not there, but the bloodline is still there. Solo Sikoa, he attacked Jimmy Uso, one of the Uso brothers, and there's this new guy that came in. I think his name is Tonga. I'm not really sure, but he's a brand new guy. He is supposedly Haku's son. Now, the good thing is that I'm actually watching the Attitude Era and Haku. I just only seen him in a couple of episodes. He's a guy that used to have a huge afro back then in the day. So now his son, he is now working with Solo Sikoa. And like Paul Heyman, he was so surprised about all of this. So, yeah, Solo Sikoa might actually try to be the Tribal Chief now that Roman Reigns is no longer the champion. We will see how that actually unfolds. It could be a really good storyline. There's going to be a civil war coming for the bloodline. We will see how it actually goes down. And now for who will be next for Cody Rhodes? Who will be his very first opponent that he can actually face and defend his title? Well, I do believe that there's a great amount of wrestlers out there. But like the ones I really look forward to, like of him fighting, It is against AJ Styles, Bobby Lashley, and most importantly, Gunther. Gunther, man. Yeah, that guy. That guy seems like he's gonna be a huge problem against Cody Rhodes. I believe he can bring out the best of Cody Rhodes. And Gunther, I like Gunther. Gunther, like before, he was just like a pretty big guy, but then he got in shape. I think like throughout the pandemic time, like he got really skinny, and it's pretty cool, man. It's a pretty cool story. He's not the same guy that he used to look like back then. Like in 2018, 2017, he was a pretty chubby guy, but now he got in shape and everything. He became a true champion. He was the Intercontinental Champion for 666 days. It's kind of funny, right? 666. You guys know what that means, right? Wow. I can't believe they actually took the title from him on that day. 666 days. The guy who beat him, it is Sami Zayn. That would be cool if Uncle Howdy is actually the guy who he faces. And he'll be the actual guy who beats Sami Zayn on that day or so. Well, we will definitely will be able to see. So now, Bobby Lashley, I believe he could bring out the best of Cody as well. Like he has his own team as well called the Pride, I believe. Yeah, it's gonna be an awesome match against Bobby Lashley and also against AJ Styles. Right now, he is having beef against LA Knight, and we will see who is gonna win between those two, LA Knight or AJ Styles. To be honest, I will book LA Knight against Cody Rhodes, but since they're both baby faces, I do not believe that it's the best time for them to fight each other. Especially since this is the first time that Cody Rhodes is defending his title against another opponent that is not Roman Reigns. Maybe in the near future, we will get that match. But as of right now, I do believe that AJ Styles is the best choice for Cody Rhodes. And we will see again for the next SmackDown to see who actually wins. But like I said, I do prefer LA Knight, but we're not going to get it. AJ Styles is the best choice. And now that Cody Rhodes became champion, The Rock is actually not going to be there anymore. He's actually going to be gone for some time. People are saying that maybe he's going to come back during SummerSlam and he's going to challenge Cody Rhodes for the champion. But we will see if he actually has a champion around that time or so. That'd be crazy if they actually try to make Cody Rhodes as a champion for a very long time, just like how they did Roman Reigns. But I don't know. Maybe they could be possible, but we have to see how his reign is going to be throughout his title reign. We will be able to find out how long he's going to last against these wrestlers. Will his popularity die, or will he be so over that people will just love him and become just like The Rock back in his days, and also Stone Cold Steve Austin? Well, he is the face now. He is the face of the WWE. Now that Roman Reigns is no longer the champion, he became the face of this new era that they're calling the Renaissance era. Triple H has mentioned this era before, and let's see how it actually goes down, man. This is gonna be an interesting era. Let's see what new champions come in and try to get the titles. Damian Priest, man, he freaking took Drew McIntyre's title. He only had it like for 5 minutes. That's the crazy part, dude. For 5 minutes he had it on WrestleMania because of CM Punk. I really wanted Drew McIntyre to win at WrestleMania, right? And also to hold it for a very long time, Because, man, the last time he did win a champion, it was back in 2020, 4 years ago. It was during the pandemic time when still, like, we couldn't, people could not able to see the live shows. Like, people were on the monitors and stuff back then. He got the title, but not in front of a live crowd. So that really did suck. And it was awesome to see that he defeated one of the best wrestlers today, Seth Rollins, in like less than 7 minutes or so. He was able to beat him and he became a champion. But he was also got robbed, man. 5 minutes, 5 minutes only, he just became champion. Crazy, man. It's crazy times. And also, we will be able to see how the story unfolds between him and CM Punk. Let's see how it actually goes. It seemed like CM Punk wasn't actually injured at all because he actually took out his thing that he was wearing on his right hand. But I could be wrong. Then he might be still injured, but we will see about that. Next, guys, I want to speak to you about the new show, Invincible. Was actually not a new show, just season 2 of Invincible. I had to say that season 1 of Invincible was very memorable. Season 2, it was very forgettable. Like, you don't really remember what really happened on this season. Probably just like in the first 4 episodes, Invincible goes to a planet supposedly to help these ants, a group of people, and that was about it, right? And also his father, Nolan, he was there. He was hiding there the whole time. And we also got to find out that Mark, he now has a brother. Yes, Omni-Man impregnated another woman, who she looks like an ant, and now Mark has a brother, and Nolan has another son. We'll be able to see how that actually turns out, if his brother actually turns out to be evil or good as him. Because there was this line that Omni-Man mentioned in season 1 that he can start all over and make another baby, and he was able to do it. Now that happened, maybe this purple little boy is gonna turn out to be a villain. I really don't keep up with the comics, so I'm just making predictions. He could potentially be an evil person, just like how his father was before he actually landed on Earth. And it seems like Nolan is already regretting everything that he did to Mark and to his wife. And that's why maybe he will want to change. But now that the Viltrumites actually took him in, it's gonna be very hard to go back to Earth, because now he is trapped here, and maybe he won't be able to come back for some time. And that was about it for Omni-Man's story. Like, for Mark, not much really that happened. It just mostly like his girlfriend and him. The only thing about what I got from this season is that Mark cannot continue being with this girl all the time. He won't be able to have a relationship with her because the world, they need Invincible. So that's why they're no longer together anymore. And there was also this other person, the one that teleports around all universes. He thought that Mark was going to turn on him and he was going to turn bad. But this Mark, he is very pure. He wants to save people from harm. He doesn't want to hurt them. every single every invincible character that he has met. I really don't know his name, but I just know that he has a huge brain. But he's the main villain from the last episode. You probably guys might know about him. I just don't remember his name. But like every single universe he has visited, Invincible became a villain, except one. But it turns out Mark actually killed him. Like he was just beating the hell out of him. And he just like had his blood all over his face and all over his body. That's just crazy. It was just a crazy scene to see. And it seemed like his mom was about to die as well. But the good thing is that Mark actually took him down, and now he had to come back to Earth. He was able to because there were other heroes just like him, but they were just older versions of the Guardians of the Globe. I believe that's the name of the group. But Eve, she was older, and Eve mentioned to Mark that you need to go speak to her and just tell her how you feel. Probably going to get a relationship between these two characters, Eve and Invincible, which is Mark. I'm down with that. Yeah, I think that's probably what they were hinting at. I think that's where they were probably going this whole time because, like I said, his girlfriend, like his ex-girlfriend now, Mark's girlfriend did not have any powers, and it was just so hard for Mark to keep up with her and just saving the world and stuff. But now that Eve and him are superheroes, they have that connection between each other. They have that one thing in common. They're heroes, and they can actually have time with each other. So I think that's why it will make a. They'll probably make a good relationship with each other. But we will see, man. Like I said, I am not keeping up with the with the comics because I just only keeping up with the show. Like I said, season 2 was very forgettable. But hopefully season 3 is better than season 2. There were some moments that they were very slow and like not much did happen. Like you remember guys, I told you about the show called Shogun before. Like episodes 1 through 6, I believe, they were pretty good. But then they lost me around episode 7. That's when I think things just started going downhill for the show, and I'm still watching it to see what's going to happen at the ending of this show. They're actually just gonna go for one season, but to be honest, not much has really happened for that Shogun show. Let's see how it actually finishes. We only have about 2 episodes left for that one. We will see how it turns out. And yeah, guys, that is it for this podcast. Hey, thank you so much for listening. If you guys did enjoy this podcast, make sure to actually follow this podcast on wherever platform you are listening to it. If you are listening to it on Spotify, YouTube, Pandora, make sure to actually follow it. And also subscribe to the YouTube channel for it as well. Recommend this podcast to a friend or a neighbor that actually likes listening to stuff about pop culture, comic book related stuff, wrestling. Maybe they will enjoy this podcast as much as you do as well. And yeah, guys, that is it. Again, guys, thank you and take care. Bye.